Howdy, everypony. Lone Brony finally back. It is good to have my microphone back. I had originally planned, before I gave my microphone to my friend for a while, to do a double feature and record 2 episodes for you guys to be nice and rewarded. Then I found out that, being incompetent, I messed up that entire recording, had to give him the stuff the next day, and had not recorded in a while. So, without further ado, let's just get going into Chapter 12, Rarity's Sacrifice. She couldn't face it. She wouldn't face it. Twilight had opened a wound deeper than any other wound she had ever sustained. I'm sorry, hang on. Okay. Didn't throw up. Alright. She opened up a wound deeper than any other wound she had ever sustained. Showed her just what kind of monster she was on the inside. Not only had she forced herself on Big Mac, but she also envisioned herself in Pinky's situation, knowing full well how traumatized Pinky was. Twilight wasn't the only monster here. She was just as bad, if not worse. I'm not fit for this world anymore. Because of me. Pinkie Pie was... But no more. She wasn't going to hurt anyone anymore. Any pony anymore, sorry. She walked all the way to the outskirts of Ponyville, stopping at a cliff. She was a Pegasus, so if she wanted to, she could have just flown away. But she didn't have to use her wings, did she? After seeing his sister off, Macintosh went to work immediately. He didn't know Rainbow Dash was searching too, but he knew that he didn't know if Rainbow Dash was searching too, but he knew that if he didn't get to work now, she would find Fluttershy first, and he needed to talk to her. Their last meeting left him feeling funny. It didn't seem like her, but at the same time, it did. He always had cared about Fluttershy, but he always knew that she had a lot of secrets. He had a feeling what happened in the barn had something to do with one of those secrets, and he needed her to open up, at least for that. He knew Applejack would need Fluttershy, but if she was dealing with something personal, she wasn't going to be much of a fighter. He was about to walk... Oh, I just saw horse since I said house. I saw house since I said horse. He walked over to a horse. I was like, what? Okay. He was about to walk over to her horse. I just did it again. He was about to walk over to her house when he saw something small and white hopping over to him. He looked again and saw a number of little critters following the white creature. He saw birds, squirrels, even a raccoon. The white thing turned out to be Fluttershy's pet rabbit, Angel. They all stopped in front of him and began making a lot of frantic noises. Fluttershy's animal friends were smart, so they had to be telling him something. "Argu, tell me something about Fluttershy?" he asked, getting a nod from the birds. The raccoon and Angel pulled his forelegs, as if trying to guide him somewhere. "Y'all know where she is?" The two nodded frantically and continued to pull him. "Take me to her." Angel and Raccoon immediately set off, and the birds flew off in the same direction. Now Macintosh was scared. He galloped after the animals, praying to Celestia she was safe. After he got to the outskirts of Ponyville, he saw her standing on the edge of a cliff. Her eyes were closed, but from what he could see, tears were still flowing down her eyes, a look of anguish on her face. He realized what she was planning. He grabbed her tail in his mouth and pulled her into his embrace right before she fell off. "Let me go!" she screamed, trying to fight off the embrace. "I want to die. Please let me die!" She burst into tears. "Fluttershy, what's wrong?" "It's okay now. I'm here for you." She stopped fighting and even held tighter as she cried to his forelegs. She tensed up, as if the embrace was suddenly painful. She was fighting something from within, and he needed to help her before she set off to help his sister. "Sorry, Applejack," he thought, "but this is a little more important in my eyes." After they both calmed down, Rarity asked Apple Bloom to tell her exactly what had happened. When she heard the news, her heart sank. Twilight had her sister, and Scootaloo. Worst of all, she had somehow stolen their childhood. She didn't know if such a spell could be reversed, but she had a horrible feeling it couldn't. "You poor thing," Rarity said, still holding Apple Bloom, rubbing her mane in a comforting manner. "You want to be treated like an adult, not forced to become one. Ironic, ain't it? I spoke so much about being grown up. Now look at me. Am I at least pretty?" "Oh my God, yes!" When we get out of here, you have to let me dress you up. We can even go with this. You can even go to the spa with me and. She was about. Rarity stopped when she realized what she was about to say. There was no way they were dead. It was impossible. Oh, she's talking about Fluttershy. Okay. There was no way they were dead. It was impossible. You said Twilight had given them their cutie marks, she said, trying to change the subject. Yeah, you should have seen their eyes light up. Sweetie Belle looked like she was gonna cry. She did when she saw what she looked like, saying she was as beautiful as you. Oh, Sweetie Belle. You were always beautiful in your own way. Rarity, we gotta get out of here. I can't let Twilight have her way. Apple Bloom! Sorry about that. Apple Bloom. I don't know what we can do, but I gotta do something. I see. We'll leave that to me. What are y'all planning? Just follow my lead. Oh, and be a dear and wake up Spike. A bit later. Ooh, some pony. Any pony. A guard walked over to the cage and to the bars. Thankfully, he was male. Can I help you? You'll do just fine. I haven't had the caress of a stallion in ages, and being locked up in this room is only making it worse. I don't know what I can do for you, miss. Oh, you know exactly what you can do for me, Rarity said, stepping back and lying in the bed at the back of the cage. I'm right here, and I'm waiting for you. Save me. Save me, please. That did it. A second later, the guard fumbled the keys and opened the door. He walked in with the dumbest smile on his face, but a second later, bam! Apple Bloom punched him. I'm sorry, I had this the first time I recorded too. I love the wording for this. Apple Bloom punched him really hard in the face. It's just so direct. It's very Apple Bloom. Very Apple family, I should say. Just whoosh. Apple Bloom punched him really hard in the face, knocking him out. Rarity immediately got off the bed and dusted herself off. Well, that was fun, but we need to move before he wakes up. Wow, Rarity, Spike said. That was amazing. I thought you were serious. Well, he was sort of cute, but he's not my type. Come on. First, we need to get to my room. Your room? Why? Because there are a few things we need to do before we get out. Excuse me. Fluttershy. What happened to you? He walked around her room, noting how nice it was. She really had a way of keeping a room clean, maybe? She actually had a few exotic pieces of furniture, and even a lava lamp. Funny, Macintosh didn't think Fluttershy was the type to have one of those. Fluttershy stiffened in bed. It looked like she was having some kind of nightmare. She was even crying in her sleep. Macintosh hated seeing her like this. He walked over and rubbed her back. It's okay. I'm here now. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Macintosh breathed out in relief and lay down next to the bed. A moment later, Fluttershy stirred a bit. Macintosh got to see if she was all right. She looked at Mac with a sad expression, as if ashamed. She weakly mouthed, I'm sorry. There ain't nothing to apologize for. I'm just glad you're safe. I'll stay right here, Fluttershy. Y'all don't have to worry about nothing. Fluttershy grabbed Macintosh's foreleg and held it, as if claiming him. Based off what he saw a few days ago, she might already be his. Was that really such a bad thing? Okay, and done. Rarity said, finishing Oh, I love this part. It's sad, but so true. So good. Okay, and done. Rarity said as she finished redoing Apple Bloom's look. She didn't need to do a whole lot, but there were a few things Rarity felt she needed to do. Since she was grown up now, at least in body, Rarity had put a bit of makeup on Apple Bloom, eyeliner and mascara, and she also gave Apple Bloom a large red and white dress that was reminiscent of old Western clothing, but the red skirt was long enough to hide her lack of a cutie mark. On her back legs were brown boots. Here, take a look. Apple Bloom, what's wrong? Well, I look nice and all, but it's still a little depressing. I mean, I don't mean to whine, but now I'm a full-grown mayor without a cutie mark. At least before I still had time. Well, there's always time, Apple Bloom. Whether you're 10 or 21, you still have to find your special skill. Until then, wear this dress so no one asks you complicated questions. Do you think I can change back to my normal age? I don't know. But we'll never find out, locked up in here. Apple Bloom looked down seriously and trotted off a bit, pulling off her main ribbon. She threw it to her side and reached into Rarity's box of hats. A few seconds later, she pulled out a dark brown cowboy's hat, similar but darker than Applejack's. Only little kids wear bows in their hair. I really gotta grow up now. Rarity was touched, but she found it hard not to feel sorry for Apple Bloom. She had no choice but to grow up. There was no way the whole world... Not only was the whole world going to hell, but she was trapped in the body of an adult. Talk about cruel. Now, as for my plan, I think the only pony who could help us now would be Princess Cadence. Princess Cadence? Princess Miyamori Cadenza. The princess's niece, and current wife of Shining Armor, Twilight's brother. I remember that. I was one of the flower girls along with, Yes, well, she has the ability to send love waves to a pony and rekindle positive emotions. I bet with her power, we can bring Twilight back to her senses. That's a great idea. At least then we'd have an alicorn on our side. Exactly. I heard that they were staying in Philadelphia. We can't get there from here, but if we get back to Ponyville, we can just take a train from Philadelphia to Ponyville. I bet we could get Shining Armor to help us out too, Spike said. I noticed how I thought it was one character, and then I realized it was another in the middle of the sentence. That was fun. Did you secure our way out? Done. Worry not, my pretty fillies. The way out is set. Excellent. Good job, Spike. Spike chuckled, his face red. This is why she loved him so much. So innocent and faithful, unlike most of the stallions she knew. If only he were a stallion. We should get moving before some pony finds out where we are. It's a little too late for that. They turned around and saw Trixie walking in the room. She was now wearing a black witch's hat and a matching cape. Trixie. Going to Philadelphia to get Miyamori Cadenza. I can't wait to tell Twilight about this. Trixie, please let us go. You're not a bad pony. Twilight promised to teach me the greatest magic in the world. This is what I've always wanted, to be recognized by Twilight. You want power so bad you would sell your soul. I knew you were foolish, Trixie, but I never thought you would be this foolish. What would you do for this ultimate knowledge? Besides, the world might be better off with Twilight's rule. I don't believe you should see the two fillies she helped hours ago. They were practically in tears with joy. Not only did they reach the appropriate age to achieve all of their dreams, but they had their cutie marks and their special talents. Just think, a world where every pony can be whatever they please. I know one of those fillies. One of them is my baby sister. Then you should be happy. Your sister is. This is so wrong. I don't know what happened to Twilight, but I'm going to do whatever it takes to get her back. You aren't even leaving this castle. First, I'm going to knock the three of you out, and then I'm going to throw you all in separate cells. Honestly, I'd rather kill you, but Twilight seems to take a pity on you. Rarity, what are we going to do? Apple Bloom? It's up to you and Spike. What are you talking about? You need to go. I'll hold her off. Rarity, no! I'm staying with you. No, Spike. You have to lead Apple Bloom to the exit. Make sure she gets to Philadelphia. Rarity, I can't go without you. Yes, you can. You came all the way to Canterlot by yourself. I know you can do this. Rarity, go now, she said. Apple Bloom and Spike were shoved out of the door, and the door was slammed. Rarity, Rarity! Let us in! Let me in! I'm strong. I can fight. I can protect you. Please go, you two. I'm begging you. The fate of all the Equestria is in your hooves. You have to get Princess Cadence and Shining Armor. The room went silent for a moment. I'm coming back for you. I promise. I won't abandon you. Right, Spike? Right. Celestia, he was crying. Hearing that made Rarity appreciate Spike even more. A second later, she heard Apple Bloom gallop away, and she finally broke down. I love you so much, Spiky. Wikey. She said through her tears. She knew that the fight she was about to engage in was a losing one, but she wasn't about to go down quietly. She was completely unaware, but the element of generosity began to glow on her neck. As she turned around, Twixie stepped back from her. What? What are you doing? Why is that glowing? I may not be able to defeat Twilight, but I'm sure I can give your ass a beating before she comes to your rescue. but you're just a beautician. Even with the little knowledge Twilight has already given me, I'm more than enough to stop you. I am not just a beautician. I am the element of harmony. I am the element of generosity. At that moment, there was a bright flash, almost blinding. Rarity felt a surge of energy, unlike anything she had ever felt. She never took her eyes off Trixie, but she was fully aware of the changes that took place. An armor that strangely appeared around her. It was sapphire blue and white, fashioned almost like a dress, but armored. It covered her front hooves, upper body, and there were fishnet stockings and more armored high heels on her back hooves, too. The shoulder pads were sharp like diamonds, and the chest was a diamond, just like a symbol of generosity. Let's do this, Trixie. Trixie shook her head, but got in a fighting stance herself. Rarity didn't know better. If Rarity didn't know better, she looked scared. Good. She needed to be. Apple Bloom galloped down the halls, following Spike's directions. She needed to get to Philadelphia. Right when she was about to make it to the gate, she heard something that made her stop. She heard singing. Apple Bloom, what's that? I don't... She stopped. She said right before she realized what it was. Before she could do anything, though, a pink bolt of lightning came down on top of her and Spike. She managed to dodge just in time, though. Oh, good, Apple Bloom heard. I was afraid I would hit you with that. Sorry about that. Sweetie Belle? Oh, yep. The description part. Missed a paragraph. Apple Bloom looked up and saw Sweetie Belle walking towards them, but she looked so different. She was now wearing a black cocktail dress that was slit on both sides, showing her back legs, and a hole for her tail to stick out. Fishnet stockings and black high heels on her back legs, black gloves on her front legs, and blue eyeshadow with red lipstick on her face. She almost looked like a seductress. Sweetie Belle, do you like it? I hope you do, Apple Bloom. Sweetie Belle, let's get out of here. We can stop Twilight from taking over Equestria together. Why would I want to do that? Shocking, Apple Bloom. No. She didn't get Sweetie Belle with that weird star thing, did she? No, her eyes still show the motion. She was in control, just like Trixie. Why was she? Because she's gone crazy. Look what she did to us. All I see is that not only do I have my cutie mark, but I'm beautiful now. Just like Rarity. No, I'm the most beautiful pony in Equestria now. What in tarnation? Between my beautiful voice and my lovely figure, I'll be the most loved pony in Equestria. Twilight said so. Isn't that wonderful? Sweetie Belle, this ain't you. This ain't the Sweetie Belle I know and love. I thought you'd be happy for me. This is all I've ever wanted, and now I finally have it. Why can't you see that this is better? Sorry. Because it ain't. I don't want to live in a world ruled by some pony on a power trip. I'm sorry, Sweetie Belle. I just don't see it like you do. I see. We tried it your way, Scootaloo said, stepping out of the shadows. Can we do this my way? Scootaloo just looked just plain scary now. She was wearing some kind of black body armor made of a weird metal. Matched that bike-looking thing pretty well. Even covered her wings a bit, matching with a helmet with a black visor over her eyes. This wasn't looking good for them. Scootaloo! Once a traitor, always a traitor. But we have a strict policy against traitors. I don't want to hurt you, Bloom, but you're not leaving me with much of a choice. Apple Bloom couldn't take on both of them, not when Twilight probably gave them major upgrades in power. Apple Bloom looked behind her and saw the window. Outside she saw the moat that flowed to the river. It was their only chance. I sure hope this dress ain't dry clean only, she said, grabbing Spike and putting him over on her back. What are you planning? We're busting out. Apple Bloom said, running to the window. Scootaloo was fast, because she almost grabbed Apple Bloom's foot before she crashed through the window and fell into the water, to freedom. Damn it, I'm flying after her. Let them go, Twilight commanded, walking over to them. Trixie staggering with her. She and Spike alone can't do anything to stop us, and she'll come back. Eventually. How do you know? Simple. We have something, or rather, some pony she's gonna want to come back for. Sweetie Belle was shocked when she saw who it was, wearing some kind of armor, chained up behind her. It was undeniable. It was Rarity. Rarity? Huh. Sweetie Belle was telling the truth, Scootaloo muttered. Rarity has chosen to oppose us. It's a shame, because I'd love to have an element of harmony with me, she said, stroking Rarity's face. All Rarity did was glare at Twilight the entire time. Come along, you two. We must prepare for the next phase of our plan. Don't worry. I'm sure Rarity will be safe. She and Twilight are still friends, after all. That's why she isn't dead. As they walked away, Sweetie Belle looked back and saw Rarity was just giving a look of sadness, almost pity. It was enough to make her resent Rarity even more. It was morning when Fluttershy got up. Her dreams were on and off all night, neither good nor bad. When she sat up in bed, she saw Angel hop up under the bed and look at her with a worried expression. Angel. Angel was staring at her in a manner which she felt was saying, Don't ever scare me like that again. You awake then? Mac. Your animal friends helped me make breakfast. Thank you. Are you feeling any better? You gave me quite a scare. I'm sorry. I'm just glad you're safe. I'm a burden. What? No, not even. I'm your friend. It's my job to... I'm a burden to you, to everyone else around me. All ponies ever do is worry about me and put their best interests on hold for me. You, Rainbow Dash, Pinkie Pie, Applejack, Rarity... Everyone would be better off if I just disappeared and you don't have to worry about me so... Fluttershy, stop. I worry about you because I care. You've been acting weird ever since the barn incident, and I'm worried because I know that ain't you. Trust me, if you were a burden, I wouldn't be here. What happened to you? Why were you trying to kill yourself the other day? They were touching. Fluttershy's heart began to race the second she realized this. He was here. He was in her house, holding her hoof, asking if she was... He was asking if she was okay. She began to get that feeling again. That same feeling she always had when they were together. This time, though, she knew what that feeling could do. She would hurt him if it stayed like this. I can't. Fluttershy. I'm sorry, Mac, but I just can't yet. I'm not ready to face it again. Don't make me relive it, please. Alright, I won't force you. If you need me, though, I'm close by, alright? Have a good day, Fluttershy. That armor. You weren't able to remove it? No, Twilight. It didn't seem like it was attached to her, but as long as she needed it, that armor wouldn't budge. I had no idea the elements of harmony could evolve. If the others are still alive, that could be a problem. I failed you, Twilight. I don't deserve to be by your side. Nonsense, Twilight said, wrapping her forelegs around Trixie. You were up against an element of harmony at full power. You were caught off guard by that transformation, she said, toying around with her hair. I also let the yellow one and the dragon escape. If they get to Princess Cadance, I'm not afraid of Princess Cadance.
She may be a princess, but I'm a lot stronger than she is. But you raise a valid point. Apple Bloom may be a menace, but if she's left to do as she pleases... Sorry, I just couldn't read that for a second. There was a hit. She was hit by realization. She shoved Trixie to the side. If she gets to... No! No! I won't let her have him! Have who? The only pony who ever understood me. Trixie, we're going to Philadelphia. He belongs to me. No one else can have him, she said, running out of the room to her study. She had to get stronger. She had to stop Apple Bloom. She had to protect her brother. Alright, opponent. Again, sorry for the absence. I am back. Hopefully, somewhat more regular uploads. Love this chapter. It's a pretty good one. I have a question for Sapphire Libera 3 or Victoria Sendora or whatever the very kind lady who has created all this wants to be called. Was this like intended or at least imagined with humanoid ponies in mind? Because a lot of very humanoid descriptions, great visuals. I'm personally more of a humanoid MLP kind of person. Actually, I'm also writing a fanfic that has to do with humanoid ponies. So, I'm just curious, was this sort of designed for, or at least designed in mind of, with humanoid ponies? Just want to know. Also, viewers, casual viewers, feel free to comment anytime. I mean, I don't have much of a life. I check my videos, even when I like don't have a microphone to record stuff. I still check my videos all the time to see if someone comments on them. I may as well say it. There's a reason I'm a lonely bro. I have kind of not the most positive of self-esteems sometimes, occasionally. I know, crazy, right? At any rate, point is, yeah, comments, talk to me. I'm eager to have conversations. Any theories that pop in you guys' heads during the story, because keep in mind, I haven't finished the story either. I am perfectly willing to, through comments, like, discuss potential, what do you call it, potential ways of the story to go, talk about characters, maybe some in-depth analysis. Seriously, little discussions. I love discussions. Anyway, I'm Lonely Brony, and this has been Inner Demons. That's a weird way to end it. So, howdy everybody. Oh, by the way, right, one more thing I want to do before it ended. I wanted to quick run the characters through, just to put the characters next to each other and see how well they sound. So far I've got Applejack, Apple Bloom, Big Mac, Fluttershy, Rainbow Dash, Scootaloo, Rarity, Sweetie Belle, Twilight, Trixie, Pinkie Pie, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, the cakes weren't involved. Here's Angel. Okay, I think that's all the characters I've done voices for. Alright, so those are the characters right next to each other, just for my personal usage.